Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button and go ahead and hit that share button. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Today we're going to be talking about why we continue to choose difficult partners. And I have 5 reasons why we continue to choose difficult partners, right? Number 5, you're scared of being alone. People that are scared of being alone have a tendency to always date the wrong person because they're not actually paying attention to the personality. They're actually paying attention to the void in the life that they're missing on. And the voids are having somebody next to them. Normally this stimulates from childhood, from a parent not being around or a parent not loving them as much. They always fear of being alone because no one was there to show and give them gratification that they have a security around them. So it follows them into their adulthood to where they continue to just date people just to have somebody next to them because they're young, but they think they're going to go the next 50 years alone and they think they're going to die alone. That fear causes people to constantly choose the wrong person over again because you're trying to fulfill a void. Next, you're always being positive about people. It's like, when you meet somebody, you have a representative, and then 30 days later, you have the real them. What people have a tendency to do, especially women and men have a tendency to do, is to look at the good out of that person. So they fall in love and they like the representative. But when the real person come out, they don't know how to make the adjustment because they always revert back to the person that they initially liked. So they go the entire relationship constantly waiting for that representative to come back out. And whenever they get little glimpse of this representatives throughout the relationship, that gives them hope that that person's going to get better. But that person is only acting the same way that that person was actually acting at the beginning of the relationship. It's just that a lot of people fall and adore the representative and ignore the person that they really are. Next, a person does not understand himself. When you don't know who you are, you don't know where you want to be, you don't know where you want to go, then you're going to constantly pick the wrong person. Like for instance, we always talk about people falling for the Cinderella story, their agendas, how you was brainwashed. That's because you didn't understand yourself. So as a young age, you were brainwashed and then you grew up trying to live out a fairy tale, but the fairy tale did not work. The fairy tale was not true. So now that you're older, you're understanding yourself. You're understanding the game. You're understanding women. You're understanding life. So technically, the same guys that will get played at 21 years old, by the time you're 30, 35 years old, and you start gaining the knowledge, you start understanding yourself, you're going to make less mistakes. But most people who do not understand themselves is going to always pick the wrong person because they're always looking for a personality to take on. That happens with women. Women normally don't understand who they are until they get like 45 years old and they go back and look at their mistakes. But women will constantly attach to other personalities. You will always see a good girl. If she gets put around a bad woman, that bad woman can program her mind within weeks. And next thing you know, you got a good girl going bad. A girl that was looking to get married to a good guy is now a baby mama. This is exactly what happens when people do not know who they are. All right, number 2. Number 2 is nice people can be boring, very boring. A good woman can be very boring. A good man can be very boring. So people have a tendency to fall for people that are exciting, which is normally the worst person to be around, which is normally the person you should not be in a relationship with. People stay in that relationship because that relationship becomes exciting. That relationship becomes fun. That relationship becomes something to do, which is why you would see people who ain't got no job, who ain't got no vision, who don't know where they want to be. They have enjoyments arguing with people. They have enjoyments fighting with people because those people are exciting. And when they're in a relationship with someone who may be submissive or a little passive, that person becomes boring. So instead of being with the boring person and living a boring, happy life, they go and be with the bad person because the bad person's exciting. There's a lot of moves, there's a lot of upswings, there's a lot of downswings, and it keeps going. Once it keeps going, it becomes part of your neurological system. And the neurological system is what's going to take me to number 1. This is the ultimate reason why people continue to choose the bad people, because whatever you ingest, whether it's TV, whether it's music, whether it's pictures, whether it's day-to-day life, whatever you ingest becomes part of your neurological system. A lot of these people are watching bad relationships on TV. A lot of people are watching bad relationships on their phone. You're constantly watching bad things, especially relationships, for entertainment. People are constantly trying to seek the truth. So like, you're watching my video, when you get done with my video, you're gonna go watch 12 other videos that are talking about the same subject. And then people that are watching TV are gonna watch Desperate Housewives, The Basketball Wives, Love and Hip Hop. You're gonna start watching these shows, and those shows are gonna become part of your neurological system. So you're gonna think it's healthy to be with somebody that's bad for you. It's healthy for you to argue all day. It's healthy for you to curse and fight and scream. A lot of these women out here, beta males, are falling in love with these women that are going to destroy them, because a lot of these beta males are watching the same thing that the woman is watching. So they feel just like the woman. So when they're around women and women start acting retarded and acting all moody and acting all this, you notice all the guys sit back and be quiet. Most of these girls that you see fighting, there's a man standing around recording it. And the reason why is because it's part of your neurological system. So a lot of people are choosing the wrong partner just out of biologically and psychologically programming of the internet, psychologically programming of your environment. If you still going to hole-in-the-wall clubs and you still looking at the same ragtags in there, when you get around decent people, you may feel insecure. Now you're back dating somebody that's bad for you because it's just what you're used to. You can't take that. A person cannot just change. Once their neurological system is set up, then things that are bad for them are going to release dopamine throughout their body and make them feel good. And things that are good for them are not going to release dopamine. So you could go be around a good person and they could be boring. But you got somebody that's loyal, you got somebody that's going to treat you right. But your neurological system is programmed for excitement. So you don't even recognize what you're doing bad when you see a good person being boring. And until you understand yourself and stop thinking positive about others, then you're gonna always be scared of being alone. And this is why we choose wrong partners. This is Anthony Spade. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hasta la vista.